was a good clink.
That was a good clink.
That was a really good
I
clink.
heard like a clunk.
That was really solid, Colin. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TGC, Two Guys and Coffee, episode 007 with your hosts, Zach and Colin. Good evening.
Colin.
Good evening, Colin. You are Colin.
Good morning.
I'm Zach. Man, 7 episodes, huh?
7 episodes. It's just too much fun. So it seems like it's a new one every single time. Because it is a new one every single time. But that's not what I meant. But I'm gonna roll with it.
It's like a fresh experience every single time.
Yeah, it is.
Is that kind of what you're going for?
Yeah. It's fresh
I would
every
agree.
time. Yeah.
It's always a good time, too.
It's fresh like something really fresh. You know what I mean?
What's the
You know what
when
I'm
you
saying?
think fresh? What comes to mind? One thing. Go. Too much time.
Strawberries.
Grass. Cut grass.
Grass is stale.
Dude, I meant
Grass has been there for a long time.
I meant fresh cut grass.
Oh,
Fresh cut grass.
but that's not
That's fresh.
No, it's
What?
the
smell,
what
dude?
you're cutting is not fresh. It's an old thing.
I'm talking about the product of the cutting, not the thing we're cutting. Dude, I hope if the mics can't pick that up, you've got the loudest fucking vibrate on your phone ever.
Every time my vibrator goes off, it goes. "Uh."
How could you ever miss that?
Before I got 3 in a row, and it went.
It's insane.
Sounds like a sad cow.
Yeah, a tiny one.
I worked on a farm when I was a kid. That's a pretty good cow.
Did you?
Yep.
How long? And what did you do?
I milked cows, and I
By hand?
threw hay. No,
I was going to say.
this isn't the 20s.
Well,
There's systems for that.
okay.
I don't even know if that's a thing.
By hand?
I think people milk goats like that.
By hand.
Yeah.
Why do we milk goats? Like,
For goat
What's-
milk?
what's the allure? I've never had goat milk.
To drink it, I think.
I don't just drink milk. Period.
Yeah, you serious?
I don't. That's
It's really
gross. The
I
only
had a ton last night. I had, during the day, I had a glass of milk, like that. It was like a pint.
a pint of milk?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I drank it with, what did I eat? Oh, I had a chicken pot pie. And then for dinner, I had one of those festival foods, pre-prepared but still fresh. Mashed potatoes and pulled beef and gravy.
Okay, that sounds good.
I had that with a big glass of milk again. I bought vitamin D milk. It's got a cow on the front. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
So it's not goat milk. This is a really long way to tell me you drank milk yesterday.
sea salt and cracked pepper chips.
Yeah, that's right. You like chips and milk.
Yeah,
You weirdo.
typically dill pickle, but they only had the salt and pepper.
Here's the deal, man. Milk. Okay, if there's a dude, that vibrate is just, I can't even think.
People like me.
If there was a situation where, let's just say I'm having a cookie,
It's a great
then
cookie.
milk is in play. In no stretch of the imagination am I just having a glass of milk at like 2 p.m.
No, not by itself. That's gross.
That's what
I
I'm
would
saying.
never. Yeah, I would never just have a glass.
Oh,
of
okay.
milk.
So you're not
Yeah,
at
no.
that level. Okay,
No.
you had me
That's- Some
concerned.
people will do that. Like my brother will do that. He'll just have he hasn't done it
no.
recently, but I know he would just have like a glass of milk. It doesn't taste good. It tastes sour without anything. But if you have something really savory and then you add milk, it's like, salt, and then the milk coats it and quenches you, dude. So good.
There's a few scenarios where I'll accept that, but I'm just not. Like protein shake, I'm putting milk in there for me, not water. If I can get milk in there instead.
Yeah, because what
It's just
protein
better.
shakes good with water?
Not many.
Back in my big, athlete days,
Yep.
I'm a big athlete.
D1.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
Yeah. Okay.
I would drink a lot of protein shakes. No, but when I used to go to the gym for a short amount of time, when I would drink protein shakes, the water's no good.
It's not as good.
No.
Mm-mm. Chocolate milk, though, I would just drink.
No, that's gross. I never get to drink. That's not what it's designed to do.
I don't think it's a question of design, but, we could probably just table that for now. I don't want to spend half an hour talking about milk because I don't like it that much.
Okay. Next.
Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Great.
Moving on.
Fantastic. So I'm back.
Yes, you are back.
I'm back.
I've
returned.
You took a trip to Milwaukee, was it? Or was it?
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac. How was it?
Yeah, it was great. Mountains were great.
Wow, that's really nice.
Short drive,
So you went to Tennessee.
I did, yeah.
And how was it?
Townsend, specifically.
Can you give us like a breakdown? I don't want you to go off on tangents here because it's probably not that interesting.
You're right.
But
it's way better up here.
I do want to hear. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's way better.
I want to hear like a brief walkthrough. So like fast, every time you talk about something, fast forward another 5 hours. You know what I mean?
Okay, great. So Friday morning, it's 3:35 a.m. 3:30. I'm up. I'm loading bags in the truck. I'm leaving at 3:45.
So you woke up an hour early.
I did. I did. Yeah, I woke up early on Friday. Let's see. Let's skip ahead 5 hours. 5 hours from there, I am in Indiana, looking at nothing.
Yeah, that's
absolutely nothing.
That's a boring state.
Long drive, nothing to look at. What are you gonna do? A couple podcasts. TGC, for example, would be a good option for anyone who's driving through Indiana right now,
or on a plane,
or planning on it.
On a plane.
Yeah.
Sitting in your living room on your way to work, sitting in a coffee shop, at the grocery store,
at the gym.
Well, the list goes on.
There's really no scenario where we're not in play.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Fast forward 5 hours from that, I'm in Tennessee pretty much. So let me just say, it could not have been any more different than it is here. First of all. Shout out to Jake. He and I had a good conversation about what I'm about to say. Because I was saying that everyone down there where I was extremely nice.
Yeah.
Uncanny. Nice. And it's in stark contrast to up here where everyone's kind of a dick.
Everyone's kind of a dick up here, dude. I noticed that. We covered that. I won't even go off.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
And what it, Jake seemed to think that there's a thing, because I said, Southern hospitality. So that's your general statement. He was saying, well, what about like Midwest nice? That's a thing, isn't it? I said, no shot. He looked it up, and if you look up like, are people in the Midwest nice? It says that we're passive aggressive, and I don't remember what the other thing was, but it was spot on.
Yeah.
Because we are passive aggressive, and like if you're walking, like, okay, you solicit strangers more than I do for like feedback and questions and what cologne they're wearing.
Yeah.
However, my general instinct if I'm out in public, like I'm not really trying to really engage with anybody more or less. So like maybe I'm looking at my phone real quick. Like if you have like a long hallway situation, I'm deviating my attention somewhere else as to not provoke a conversation because I just want to get my stuff done.
Yeah.
So like I'm not helping the Midwest passive aggressive avoidance problem. But anyway, I made one attempt to do that down there and I was 0 for 1. I tried to look at my watch as I was making the pass with the person.
And they beat you.
And small talk engaged immediately. If I mean this in the nicest way, if those folks couldn't engage in small talk, they would all explode.
I bet. I think it's because of the weather.
The weather was reminiscent of here while I was there, though. I mean, it was like 30.
Yeah, but it doesn't get like negative down there, does it?
No, when I told them how cold it was from where I came from, they just about shit a brick.
I think they're just always, I think they're just always in like those more southern states and even more so than that. That's probably like where it starts. But I think going south, they're just in this like, especially there by the nice looking mountains and stuff.
They have nothing to be mad about.
They're in this euphoric state all the time.
They have nothing to be mad at.
Yeah.
I think it does depend on where you go for sure because it was Gatlinburg area, which is more of a touristy destination, but I was not staying there. I was staying in just a small town adjacent to. And by the way, the main way to get there is through the national park. That's the main route to get to where I'm staying. So you have to drive through the national park, like through some of the mountains to get there, which was fantastic in its own right. It does take you 20 minutes to get anywhere, though, I will say. That's the only thing. No matter where I had to go, it was like 20 minutes away because of the routes you had to take. Anyway, TLDR, people were fantastic. I got called darling, baby, hun, more times than I can count in my life in the 3 days-ish that I was there.
I told you to stay away from hookers.
I know, and they're just everywhere in Townsend, Tennessee. Population 600 and 540 are hookers.
Really?
It's crazy.
It's all right. Whatever.
Never seen that in my life.
Well, I figure if they're calling you darling.
She was a nice old woman. Cashier. Darling. Just like that.
You should have kept it. You shouldn't have said cashier. She was a nice old woman. I'd have been like, good for you.
So what my strategy was while I was down there was eat, if I can, only eat at like locally owned places, small places. Just cause.
Yeah.
Am I boring you?
No.
You want to?
Yeah, let me.
Just here? I'll keep talking. So I did that. I stayed at a cabin on a river, which I think you saw because I think you sent me like a message or something, said it looked nice, and it was. And there's a little like 6-stool bar close by that I went to a couple times. Got a sandwich, some drinks. Little breakfast place I hit up. It had like 2 tables in it.
Was that bar like a saloon like bar? Or was it like pretty modern?
A little bit of both, to be honest with you.
No unruly like drunk idiots like.
No, the opposite.
Yeah.
Everyone was super calm, chill, and really very engaging.
Because you know you can't go anywhere to any bar around here, even the classiest places, without being just drunk
kids.
Idiots, yeah.
Mostly where we are. God. Anyway, did some pretty substantial off-roading. Broke the truck in, you know what I mean? Got my truck guy stamped.
You did.
Laminated.
You did do off-roading.
I did.
Did you go through the river?
There was a small water feature, actually, but it wasn't like a full-on river.
Did you get some pictures? No,
Very minimal. I actually didn't have my phone out hardly at all. I think I took like 8 pictures.
Yeah, having your phone out would probably ruin it.
I was honestly just phone away. For all of Saturday, I was just driving. I was just like doing some off-roading, doing some exploring. Definitely ended up in some places I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Saw a guy that, I think I told you this, I don't think I've seen human contact in at least 23 to 24 months.
Really? Why?
He was the mountain man. I mean, he was probably he looked like he was in his 80s, but he was probably 50.
Where was he?
In the hills. Like
Oh, you saw this guy.
Because the trail maps.
It's almost kind of eerie.
Dude, it was, okay. It doesn't specify always if, you might see a little road and you can't tell, especially looking at the road, because it's serious. Like, you're not getting through there without a truck. No shot. So it doesn't really specify what's the trail and what's not in all places. So 1 or 2 times I went up someone's driveway.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know it because also the driveway is a 1/4 mile long and it takes you 20 minutes to get through it because it's a serious off-road situation. So I got my ass all the way up one, and Bear Grylls is standing in his front yard. Had like broken down vehicles in his yard, and like I'm telling you, I don't think he's seen another human in a couple of years. And he looked at me like I had 30 seconds to figure my life out, or he was going to do it for me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, other than that, it was fantastic.
What would you have done if you'd have been like, "Come here, be my friend. Come here. I need a friend."
I was prepared.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. But
karate chop him.
Yeah, judo chop. Yeah. Give him the Vulcan neck pinch. I don't know if you're familiar.
Don't you? That's how, dude. Yeah. That's how aggressive I am.
Yeah, it was wild.
Mic stands and everything.
But like, we're up there. It's getting a little twisty. Once you get up there, the road's like my truck width wide. No handrails, just sheer drop off on the side. Cliff face on the other side.
I've never been like around that.
Dude, it was spicy.
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
so you fall off, you're
dead.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm just hoping, because it's all blind, so I don't know if anyone else is coming at me. You don't know. So I'm just crossing my fingers, doing this while also trying not to drive my truck off a cliff. It was insane. Oh, wow.
What do you do if someone comes towards you?
Someone has to back up.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So I'm like, first of all, we don't have that around here. Like, we have some off-roading, but you're not. I mean, I have like all the gauges in my truck for like cant and pitch and all that for off-roading and whatnot. And there was times where, I mean, you're talking like to someone who might do this more than me because I've never done this. This is probably like, yeah, okay, whatever, no problem. But I mean, it was a solid 20 to 25 degrees up. And at one point, I was in like a corkscrew going up this mountain because the cant was like 10 degrees. So, I mean, it's like that sensation inside the truck, if you've never felt that before, it feels like you're going to fall off the mountain.
That's kind of freaky.
Yeah. I
didn't know it was that.
I was in the middle of it. I'm like, I have no business doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not qualified, but I got through it.
Oh,
so
cool.
now I am.
Yeah, you're here.
Anyway, not to rant too much on that. It was just it was a legitimate growth experience. You know what I mean?
That's cool. Is that the first time you've been like in that mountainous of a lay before?
Yeah. Especially just driving just by myself. No one else. And there's no one around either.
That's what I was going to say. I was thinking about what I was going to say. You said we don't have that around here, but you drove me home last time. I ended my truck here, and you drove down my road.
I did.
And that's pretty close probably to
yeah,
off-roading.
It felt pretty close, pretty similar. It really prepared me.
My road is so bad, dude. It's like, and then this is the best thing. They give parking tickets like they're going out of style. It's like, how did you guys not even run out of parking tickets yet? But you won't fix the street, you know, but you'll put in these dinky roundabouts that I just drive over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get me started. Don't get me whipped up.
I'm not.
Don't get me whipped up about this.
I'm literally not saying anything.
Okay. Maybe that was me.
That was you. That was all you. Your road, I was actually thinking about your road while I was in the middle of the spiciest situations. I was like, thank God I drove Colin home.
Got myself prepared. And it's not like I live in the ghetto, you know?
No. It's a standard good neighborhood, I don't know.
Just a normal city neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just worst street ever.
Not great. Yeah.
Got the house for half price because of it.
Really?
No, but should.
Shitty street discount?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the trip in a nutshell. I mean, I'm not wearing it now, but I had to get myself a cowboy hat while I was down there.
Yeah, we both kind of failed.
We did. We meant to bring the hats today.
The hats, yeah. Because next episode should be the hats episode because you're supposed to wear, I'm not going to give it away.
Okay, cool.
But you're supposed to wear your recent trip related hat. And I'm supposed to wear my recent trip-related hat.
It's kind of funny how that worked out, isn't it? You went on a trip, got a hat. I went on a trip right after you, got a hat. They're both very different.
Yeah.
Very different trips, very different hats.
Yep.
Stay tuned, folks. 008, the hat episode.
Trying to think of how to make that funny, but I got nothing.
I think it's funny on its own.
Yeah. Speaking of outdoors, I just saw this channel. I've been watching it for a couple days now on Facebook. I forget what it is. It's something.
You're watching a Facebook channel?
It's
what is that even?
It's not.
The hell is even that?
It's not a channel. It's like a page. Something scuba. I don't know what the name of it is, but they go and I don't even know what state it's in. But they search these rivers, like these backwoods rivers, these super deep rivers.
Treasure diving,
and they're old. Like they have old bridges that go over this river.
Sure.
And that bridges get zero traffic. Like they're all beaten down. Probably not even a road anymore kind of thing.
Sure.
But used to be. And they go scuba diving. They find all sorts of stuff. Like they found 2 missing cars that were missing like from years and years ago.
Interesting.
They found a mortar, an old mortar.
Yeah. Okay.
They found a Tommy gun.
Wild.
And 2... This is just as far as I've gotten, too. There's tons of episodes. And 2 revolver pistols. Dude, do not tell me for 2 seconds that all those guns didn't kill someone.
They totally did.
With the mob. Like
100%.
mafia, yeah.
Yeah,
and
easily.
That, like, not that people dying is cool, but, like, the mafia mob stuff, that is cool.
Yeah,
that
I'm with you on that.
Cool.
It's cool unless you're on the receiving end.
Yeah. But it's long enough ago where I can just say it's cool and not sound bad.
That's true.
But someone at some point threw that Tommy gun over the edge.
After doing some work with it,
I just picture Bonnie and Clyde, and it's cool to me.
It's cool to me too. I agree. That sounds cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if you found that?
No.
Like, dude,
What's the next step?
think of pulling a Tommy gun out of the water.
Yeah. Then what do you do? What's your next move? You pull a Tommy gun out of the river. What are you doing next?
Well, if anyone finds out that you have it, you're probably going to jail or prison.
Yep.
So,
You're in a pickle if you pull that thing out of the river. You know what I mean?
oh, yeah. I think I would try to go down some avenues to find out who I can get some information from without
Going to jail?
going to jail. Like, I'd be very careful. I'd hide it and be very careful.
Oh, you hide it. Okay. Not that that's
Should I be
significant.
saying this?
I don't know. I think,
I would keep it and then try to find out someone I can talk to figure out, because I wouldn't want to go to, like, say I have to bring it to the police station and then I'm like, hey, I found this Tommy gun.
just walk in with it.
Can I get like money for it?
Like, hey, I found this.
Yeah. And be like, can I sell it still? And then be like, no, you got to turn it in now, and then I'm screwed.
Then
and
you're
it's
screwed
gone.
out of the thing.
Yeah. Or
Like, no, we want that.
yeah. Or maybe if I talk to someone like an arms dealer or something that can tell me, no, if you do this, this, and this, you can get, 10 grand for it or whatever.
Yeah.
Or keep it, like maybe weld it shut and then you get to keep it. I'd do that.
Sure.
Super cool.
That'd be a wild experience, man. Wild experience.
Yeah. So what else you been up to lately?
Man, I've just been trying to reacclimate. I was only gone a couple of days, but that'll do it.
Yeah.
Reacclimate to get back in the routine. Nothing too wild. I'm not gonna lie. Just a lot of business as usual the past couple of days.
Nothing like no new interests or anything? Even micro interests?
Micro interests. I don't even know what that would be. I'm into flannels now.
Oh, God. We went to lunch today, and he had to stop at his house
Listen up.
to get this Minnesota,
No.
Oh, is it?
It's Montana.
Montana.
Listen up. Look them up. Montana Knife Company. Look them up. That's all I need to say.
No, you did say it was, what,
Just a small operation,
veterans?
small veteran operation.
That's cool.
Makes super high quality stuff.
That's something to support.
You vote with your dollar.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Black Rifle Coffee, Montana Knife, holding a knife. This is ours, though.
Dangerous.
Just helps me focus.
Not me.
I don't know why. Do you feel uncomfortable when I have this out and about?
I'm going to bring a weapon next time.
Okay.
Just a sword that sits like within 6 inches from your face.
Just like,
Talk.
speak.
I've been I'm into guitars. I've been finding, I don't know if you have this with your interests specifically, not with my interest, but like I'm into guitar, for example. So I'll find something that I like watching about them. Like I can't just type in guitar video and I won't
You
like
get a lot
probably.
yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't like watching just guys covering songs unless I'm trying to learn something and I'm trying to see what they do, if it's a hard part or something.
Yep.
So that's just kind of like a learning tactic for me. So I don't like doing that just to relax. But lately, and I think anyone would find interest in it, honestly, custom build guitars.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so...
Like watching them build it?
Yeah, if you appreciate like any sort of fine woodwork.
Craftsmanship.
Yeah. It's
I can
crazy,
see that.
dude. All the machinery involved. I'm not talking like the big shops where they're CNC'd and stuff. I'm talking custom, like people in their garages doing it. So relaxing to watch.
You got me with something there. I think future me, right? I'm talking to future me right now. Listen up. I think future me will be into woodworking.
Yes, dude. Let's open a shop together.
You know what
I've been saying that forever.
I really,
Yes.
that really interests me.
We could go in halvesies.
Think so? TGC
I would
Woodworks?
totally go in halves with that.
Just a little shop.
Yeah, just like some good machinery.
Yeah, just some. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would totally go in. I'd go in 3-4 ways with people as long as I like the people.
Yeah.
Because it's not, if you're not running a business out of there, you're not going to be using it all the time.
Totally. Yeah.
And obviously the machinery isn't cheap.
No.
But TGC is going to kick off, and we're going to be having all sorts of merch and stuff. So
That's true. Could be
I don't think money's going to be an issue. But
once the jet's done,
we're
and then a woodwork shop.
That's financially holding us back.
I know that jet's really it's a rap sheet.
Gulfstream does not Build them cheap.
There's a golf plant right over here, I'm pretty sure. Isn't there?
Is there?
No, it's that way.
Oh,
It's by Pierce.
I just called the guy, or they called
not
me.
where- right.
They called us, and they said, "Hey, do you want us to build you guys a jet?" And we're like,
We didn't- yeah.
And they go, and Zach said, "How much is it going to cost?" And the guy started talking. I'm like, just do it, dude. We got it.
And then that was the end of the call.
Yeah. And they're like, cool. We'll call you when it's ready. So we're just waiting on that.
Waiting on the jet.
Yeah.
Anyway, woodworking.
But I have been saying that forever
Really?
because I
Never said it to me.
I want to build guitars someday. I
Okay.
would love to build guitars.
I don't know how to do that.
And interesting fact, a lot of guitar builders, like custom guitar builders, don't even know how to play or they don't play good at all. So they have their friends play it after they build it, which I have no idea how they build because it's very measurements have to be.
It's weird that works.
Yeah, I know. They must have been around them or something.
Yeah.
Because
There's no way they're just shooting in the dark.
no. But anyway, in high school, we had a big woodwork shop.
Yeah.
And I built, what everyone else did, but it was still cool, like for being 16, 17, building your own entertainment
Sure.
center.
Typical high school woodwork
nightstand.
stuff.
Yeah. That was relaxing to me. I love wood, man.
I bet. That's what I understand. There's just something to be said for creating something. You know what I mean?
Creating something?
Creating something.
And metal
with your
sucks.
hands.
To
And
me,
metal
metal
sucks. Metal does suck. It doesn't smell good. Even wood, when you're working with it, smells good to me.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm sure it does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sure it does. Zach.
Okay.
Um,
This is one of those ideas real quick. I'm sorry. Are you going to lose your train of thought? Just say it.
Just go, man.
You know what?
I don't even care anymore.
Neither do I.
I'm under.
Let's just drop it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like metal. If I'm
Yeah.
trying to, I don't even know the terminology for metal, like metalworking. But
I think that's
like
the term.
if I have
Metal fabrication.
something on a lathe, let's say, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrified of something breaking and snapping. And because if metal snaps, like you're doing, say you get a rod like this in a lathe, a big metal lathe, and it snaps, someone's going to die if it hits them.
Totally.
Or woodwork, chances are the wood's going to break first.
There's still
Unless you put
danger,
your hand through a
inherent danger.
Oh, there is.
But
It's just not as...
when it comes to a failure,
yeah, it's not as aggressive of a job, it seems like.
when it comes to like a failure of material,
Yeah.
I think you have a better chance with wood breaking.
Yeah, like if there's a little knob that I want to plane down, you can take a hand planer, hand planer and go like this as opposed to...
To grind it, and there's angles and yeah. So this woodworking idea is definitely like a brainchild idea. It's like way out here. I don't have any plans
Me
yet,
neither.
but I just know that future me, maybe we're only talking 2-3 years down the road, I don't know, is gonna love to have a woodworking shop.
Cool.
So,
Well, even if I don't chip in on it, I'll still come and use it, man. No problem.
oh, cool. If I could get around the financial part of this, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you appreciate that, because this is actually, I think, the first time I said that out loud. I don't know. I just started having that thought a couple weeks ago. It's like, man, that sounds like a good thing. I don't know. I'll be in my early 30s by then.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I would like to have it at my house.
Yep, that's what
Like
I'm
I'd
saying.
like to have like a shop.
Exactly. Yeah.
One of my friends in high school had his dad was a home builder, built like higher end homes,
Just him?
and he had a team. Okay, and not the point of the story at all.
One guy
Not
in a
the point of
truck.
the story at all. But he had a sick garage. It was like a 2-car wide, 2-car deep
Yeah.
garage, and then a wall that separated. You could go upstairs, and that was finished. And then you could go through a service door, and then you enter the woodwork shop.
Dude,
That would be
sounds
perfect.
That sounds like the goal. I cannot wait to have, my own garage that's suited ergonomically the way I want it. There's something to be said when you walk into someone's garage and you see that there's a plan, where things are placed ergonomically. There's a flow to the space. That's how I look at things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like all the way down to how I'm talking like I set the height for my countertops. I set how deep the countertops are versus the backsplash. So like it fits my reach and my height.
Oh, you want to like fully
I'm
customize.
talking like me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an extension of me. It's my size.
You know what else
What's that?
starts with the same word as me? Letters me. That also fits with that. What you want? $1 million. I feel like that's what would happen when you build a house like that.
Listen, the house doesn't have to be extravagant. I actually don't need anything. You know, I'm not trying to go that crazy with that. I would rather have a not over the top, but like a very substantial creative space versus having the entire house be.
Yeah, I
super
don't need
big.
some mansion.
No, I don't.
I don't need some Elton John mansion that I need someone to clean for me.
No, it just gets annoying. Then you got to fill it up with a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Also,
And I wouldn't even be able to.
me either.
Granted, if I had the money to buy a $10 million house, I probably would fill it up. with
Yep,
stuff.
I
I'd
would
just line it with guitars.
Yep.
But you asked me a question.
Do that a lot.
And I said, save that for the show.
I hope you remember it because I sure don't.
Yeah. It was about borrowing things.
Yes, I vaguely remember. It's starting to come back to me. Continue.
Yeah. So you asked me, is it stealing if you borrow something without the other person knowing
And you return it.
and you return it?
That was the question.
So yeah. And I didn't
Is that stealing?
and I didn't answer it because I wanted to break it down.
Break it down. Hit me. Perfect. Thank you.
Is that good?
Yeah. 6 out of 10.
Break it down.
Yep, 6 out of 10.
Break it down.
We'll try again next time.
Okay. I don't know. I think it depends on how close you are to the person. Like I'm not gonna just stop at some, like say I'm driving through the city and stop at someone's house and steal their garden hose from the front of their house and then bring it back tomorrow. And then they'd be like, what are you doing? And be like, what are you talking about? I borrowed it. I'm bringing it back. That was stealing.
Was it?
Oh, you're
Was it?
justifying it?
Was it though?
What if that's how it was? Like, what would you do? No.
That just happened all the time?
Well, no. What would your response be if, let's see, something that was...
If you took my garden hose?
No. Let's say you have a grill outside.
I do. That'd be a weird thing to try.
Let's say, I don't know if you do, but let's say you kept a nice set of spatulas hanging on it.
I have a Blackstone with a lot of spatulas.
That you keep outside?
I do.
Okay.
They're racked, yeah.
Okay. So let's say someone takes all those and you come out and you're like, are you kidding me right now? You know, you're freaking out. And then that afternoon, some guy in a Dodge Ram brings it back, and you have no idea who this guy is. Seems clean cut guy.
Yeah, nice dude.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
And he hands them back to you. He's like, here, man, thanks. And you're like, what are you talking about? Thanks. I never gave them to you. And he's like, no, I just borrowed them. Like, I'm giving them back to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not damaged or anything.
Yeah.
I would just stand there and be like,
this is hilarious to think about.
I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I think it would strike me so hard if he owned it like that.
Do you know why this isn't stealing? Because, and I know you're aligned with me already, even though you're not saying it yet, because you're not jumping on the guy yet. You're still, you're hesitating because the dude brought him back. He's like, here you go. Thank you so much for letting me use these. Here are your spatulas. And I'd be like, I would probably be like, thank you. I don't know. I wouldn't know if I'd be mad.
I don't know. I don't think I'd say anything. I'd just take him and then just like watch him drive.
It would be very odd, right? But I don't think that's stealing, dude.
Okay. Now let's see if this variable changes it. What if
It'd be hilarious.
you come out in the morning at 10 a.m. for
10 a.m.
6 hours after you woke up,
Jesus. Yeah, I was gonna say.
and your whole grill is gone, and then that afternoon
Comes with a trailer.
he comes back with a trailer, and they're handling it great. Like they got
Professionals.
professionals. They bring it back, and he's like, "Dude, this thing is awesome. I'm totally buying one for myself." And you're like, "You can't just take someone's grill, dude." And the guy's like, "Well,
so
I
good.
brought it back and I cleaned it."
Yeah.
What do you say?
Dude, I don't like I still think I'm in the same boat. Like at first I'm saying what you said, but then I'm like, thank you for bringing it back. That was messed up.
I would say you owned that so well,
Yeah.
and you're not even being a little bit weird about it, so I'm going to let this go.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't come back.
Exactly.
Or I might have to physically hurt you.
Yeah. Don't do this again, but I'm fine with this one.
But I'm totally cool with it.
Yes. I'm shaking his hand and telling him to never come around here again.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't come around here again.
Exactly. A little Toretto. But yeah, dude, I don't think it's... Yeah. Don't come around here.
Don't come around here again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was...
Everyone says I look like him.
Yeah. The hair especially.
Yeah. Just, I think, the overall build.
Yeah. Reminiscent for sure.
Yeah.
But my point, not stealing. I still don't think it's stealing, but more importantly, I'm not pissed. Or if I am, it subsides very quickly in that scenario. I'm shaking hands.
My final answer is I think it's stealing.
I don't.
But I wouldn't get mad if it went down like I just said it went down.
Yeah, I mean, there's other
If they brought it back
and it was shitty.
and they quick threw it and then drove away, I would chase them.
Totally.
And
yeah, that's the thing. Okay. If that's happening, you got to own it. You know, like, hey, I borrowed this. I'm giving it back to you in either the same condition or better than I got it. And I'm thanking you for letting me borrow it as part of the thing. And then parting ways.
What if they stole your car and brought that back? I'm just trying to ramp up the dollar value
someone
of the
takes
item.
my truck.
Yeah, you happen to, you got the push button start, so it wouldn't even start. But let's say you left the keys in it and it's just gone. And then you come...
You put like 100 miles on it.
That afternoon, he pulls in. Again, clean cut dude, woman, whatever.
Washed it.
Sure.
Say he washed it.
Still clean when he brings it back.
Yeah.
Because you keep your stuff pretty clean.
Yeah, thanks.
And then he gets out, shuts the door. What's going on, man?
He's totally...
You're like, is that my truck? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Here's the keys. I tapped it off with gas. And you're like, do I know you? He's like,
who are you?
And then he gets weirded out and he's like, I don't think so.
So it's like my fault.
I'm making a story up in my head and it sounds hilarious.
It's like, I don't know why you're being weird about this. Here's your keys back.
Do you want them back?
Yeah, I mean, I was just borrowing this, but if
God.
you don't want it anymore.
If that happened, I would totally... I think if it went down like that, I'd be like, is this being filmed right now?
Am I being punked?
I would play it off totally cool in case it was a video.
Yeah, because this is clearly not going to happen to this extent, I don't think.
Hey, our friend Evan.
Watch where you point that thing.
Our friend Evan the other day, dude. He
what did he do?
He went to Quick Trip, and this was not the other day. I said the other day, but
you did.
If it's
like
a
months
day
ago,
it was the other day. If it was a year ago, it was the other day.
Okay, it was the other day. That's fair. It's
It was a day
speech.
other than today,
Yep.
and I'm not wrong.
It was the other one. Quick Trip.
Pulls into Quick Trip. He had a.
Did he ghost ride his vehicle?
What does that mean?
just disregard the question.
Okay.
That doesn't have anything to do with
He
anything.
had a Nissan Maxima.
And he had.
He had. Yeah. Doesn't anymore.
Okay.
Not important to the story. At all.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
let's
it.
Settle down here. He pulls in. He leaves it running
Yeah.
because he was just in and out quick.
Yeah.
He gets out and there's an old guy sitting in the car like ready to take off.
In his car?
Yeah. In his car. And he goes, hey, what are you doing? And the guy's like, just hopping in my car. I think he was like just getting in. He's like, just getting in my car ready to leave. Owned it like that. And he's like, Evan's like, that's, and then I think I remember him saying that he was like, is this my car? Like, because like I was so
he had to
positive.
second guess himself?
Yeah. And he's like, this is my car. And the guy, my phone just went off. And
he had to like check his plate
he's like,
numbers.
this is my car. And the guy goes, no, this is my car. And Evan,
what?
Yeah, I know. And Evan goes, you'll have to ask him about this again.
Wow.
It's funny when he tells it. And then he's like, no, this is my car. Like, you're confused. And the guy gets out of his car and looks around and he goes, oh, never mind. There's my car over there. And he goes and gets in a Camry.
What? Dude. No. Oh my God. What do you do?
Again, wouldn't be mad. Now that situation's probably a little sad because that guy's probably like, I don't know.
He probably, who knows? But
I would assume he's not a full pack of crayons or something.
Maybe. That's wild that happened.
I just remembered that happened.
Imagine that. It would have been better if he was starting to pull out
I
of the
wish
parking spot.
Yeah, I wish that happened to me. That'd be awesome.
Who's gonna mistake your truck for theirs?
Well, yeah.
First of all,
Yeah, that would be even funnier.
like, wait.
Goes and he's like, oh, never mind. Mine's over there. Jumps out of my truck, goes and gets in a Corolla.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you're right. Or even
It was the color.
uh,
It's like my grandma. She goes, if it's like, if she's with my mom, 'cause typically,
that makes sense. Checks out.
yeah, because
You trying to set up an
Typically-
alibi right now? What
typically-
is this?
older people are simpler minded, especially when it comes to vehicles.
Could be.
Unless they're like a gearhead and they've been around cars their whole life.
Yeah.
So she says, if they see a black Chevy Silverado, my dad has a black Tundra.
It's your dad's truck.
She'd be like, "Is that Steve?"
Yeah.
And it's not.
That's a similar
funny.
shape. I don't know.
Pretty funny.
What a scenario. Nothing like that's ever happened to me, I don't think. Nothing like even in that ballpark. Nothing
That's
with that
funny.
same vibe, but that is hilarious.
It's funny to think about.
Man. That's wild.
I know.
That was a good story. Thank you for that one. That was nice.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I like that you brought your poncho.
Yeah. Right there.
My gift to you.
Just in case. Just in case. That's what it's for. It's a just in case item, so it is staged and ready to go. Within reach.
But just in case, what's going to happen in here?
Who knows? Who knows,
It's
Colin?
true.
Who knows?
Me butting into you right there to counter what you said.
Just
Just made me remember something that happened the other day, and it was funny. And we laughed about it. Didn't sink in right away, but then we laughed about it after.
Okay, go.
Me and Caleb were sitting at home, and my brother.
Yeah.
If no one listening knows, and he goes, "This is just kind of how we talk," but he goes, "We were talking about something, and I knew I was right, and he was wrong."
Uh-huh.
And which is typically what it is. But
Sounds about right.
anyway, I proved him wrong, and he countered me a couple times to he's like, "No, I think this," just because he didn't want to be wrong, So he
Got
went.
a little ego problem here.
Yep. So he went against me a couple times, and then he knew he was wrong. I had him.
Yeah.
I beat him,
Checkmate.
and he sits back quietly and goes 3 seconds of silence, and then he looks at me and sits back and goes, "Yeah, well, you're gay, so." And I'm like, "You
Whoa.
can't do that.
You can't just do that. That's
I'm gonna start doing that to people. Yeah, well,
just throw something out
you're
there.
dumb, so
Yeah, well, you're stupid. And this is stupid. I don't care anymore. That's a good default. Yeah, well, I don't even care anymore.
insult them.
Yeah.
You can't win. Insult them.
Default attack,
Yep.
I like it. We got to get him on the cast. We'll get another mic here in the next couple episodes and get a guest or two in the rotation.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about? Well, I mean, we're pretty far off from Thanksgiving here, but
Yeah,
didn't we say something it would be funny if we had a Thanksgiving, had multiple people and
just this
multiple
table's
guests,
just
and then a Thanksgiving, a setup.
yeah,
Maybe not a meal, but we
a
could if we
setup.
wanted to.
Yeah, we could go all the way
Bring our
with that.
Personal TGC caterers in, and
Our TGC air fryers,
yeah,
TGC branded air fryers. We're gonna be like George Foreman
yeah.
with our appliances.
Mm-hmm. George Foreman. Yeah, George Foreman for sure. Every time I think of an appliance and a name, I think of
You know what they are, right? The little grill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
I
I don't think he had an appliance.
Yeah, but what is the?
Gary Coleman. Yeah.
Do you watch Drake and Josh as a kid?
A little. I wasn't much of a Disney Channel kid. I was more.
Was that Disney?
Or no? Was
No,
that
it was
Nick?
Nick.
Was that
It was
Nick?
Nick.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
I watched that as a kid. Amongst other shows, but Drake and Josh, I can recite anything from any episode.
Sure. I can't.
I just remember there's one I forget. I'm pretty sure they used the name. I forget what they said, but Gary Grills is what they were, and they sold them illegally, and it was
Nice.
a funny episode. Not funny at all because you have no idea what I'm talking about. So
Couldn't be any less funny to me, but I'm glad you had a good time with it.
great.
So, We could also do like a Christmas episode, Secret Santa, like you did this last year. That went well.
I'm trying to think. Is that too confusing to explain?
Yes, I think because we have 5 minutes to go.
Okay.
Closing arguments. What's your plan for the weekend? What are we doing? Do breakfast in the show, maybe. Your schedule might be more available.
Yeah, we might do some. We might do some potting Saturday morning.
Some Tide
That
Pods.
was fun last time. We should do that.
That was a good situation.
Besides that, I do need to fix something on my truck. And
Just sell it.
no,
Get rid of it.
no.
All right.
No, I would, but I don't know. Not ready yet. But I think I'll do that, and then you know what? Not much of a video game guy, but Vice City, San Andreas, that whole thing.
The remake.
Yeah, I told you about that. That I was playing that, and it's pretty exciting. So I might
dabble.
dabble with that.
Okay. That sounds pretty chill. I can't be
Yeah.
mad at that.
I mean, I'll do other things, but I'm just saying that's what comes to mind.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, if we do, a little breakfast, a little show afterwards, that could be in play. Otherwise, I am going to take a trip for real down to the Fond du Lac area.
For what?
It's my mother's birthday this week.
Who?
My mother.
Oh, cool.
So,
What's her name?
anonymous.
Okay. Happy birthday, Anonymous.
She's
Cheers to you.
she could be famous. We don't know.
Cheers to you.
Mm-hmm. Her name's Lynn. I'll throw that out there.
Okay.
So
Happy birthday, Lynn.
thank you for that. I'll relay. She'll
Good.
probably watch the episode, but I'll relay. Big TGC fan. Anyway, probably maybe get some lunch with her, that sort of thing. Do a little birthday jamboree, and then outside of that, man,
Just
pretty
much
wide
gonna
open.
Throw your flannel on and just do it, kind of thing. right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Just
You should.
strap it on.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna tell you to let loose a little bit and let a button off because I thought you had that buttoned all the way up.
No,
I was gonna say, dude, you're.
no, we're comfy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
we're
You
good.
had the undershirt. Like
Yeah,
a
I know it's
psychopath.
weird to you, but I do have an undershirt.
I
on.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have this here.
Yeah. Well, I'm careful. I'm happy for you. That's about what I got, man. It's going to be
Okay.
an open weekend. Nothing too crazy. So I hope the listeners enjoy theirs as well. But trips are good. And it's not like mine was like a big trip. I'm not trying to build this thing up, but even just that, I mean, it's nice to get kind of back in the flow too. You know what I mean? So it's nice to have a normal week.
Organize your stuff.
Yeah.
Now next week will be normal. And also for the listeners, viewers, listeners, sound off what you're doing or what you did this weekend.
Mm-hmm. We could do like a weekend review. See who had the best weekend.
Yeah, we should do that next week. And also, I want to know what you guys think about the thievery or no thievery.
The borrowing but returning is not
Yeah.
stealing.
I want to know if you guys think that's stealing or not. So I'm interested about that. And we can make like a poll.
Some would say borrowing implies there's consent for you to borrow, but I don't always ask people to borrow something, but I bring it back.
That's people you know. This is strangers.
Whatever, man. I think it's redundant.
I think you have a stealing problem, and I think we need to talk about it.
I'm a klepto.
We can talk about that. That's kind of personal, so we'll save that for after the podcast.
I've never stolen anything in my life, okay? So anyway, tell you what. I appreciate everybody for popping back in, staying in the rotation, listening to us babble.
So do I.
Hopefully we made your morning, afternoon, evening better wherever you're at around the world. You got anything you'd like to close with, Colin? Anything you feel like we need to touch on before we go?
Yes.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
You need to, like, I don't think it's an option on YouTube or Spotify, but you have to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, it's not negotiable.
Yeah. So you have to do
I
that.
think they make you do that now.
Yeah, you have to do that. Unless you hate us, then don't do it at all.
Yeah. You
If
know
you
what?
like dislike either of us, don't do it.
You know what? No engagement is worse than engagement, regardless of what the engagement is.
There you go. If you don't engage,
Let's set a record. I want to
suck.
see
You guys suck.
at least 10 likes on this episode, guys.
Yeah.
Task. That's an action item for the audience, guys. Help us out.
And if you don't,
Well,
you're probably not going to get any good sleep.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be thinking about it all
Your
week.
conscience is going to be weighing on you.
You're going to be all screwed up. So don't let that happen to you. Like the episode and throw us a sub. If you're hanging out this long, 7 episodes.
Share us. All you viewers, we know you got social media.
Yeah.
So share it. Just share it. Say, hey, check these guys out. They're pretty lame. Whatever you want to say. We don't care.
Yeah.
Just share it.
Send it.
Yeah. That's all I got. But thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Genuinely, we do. So thanks for sticking around, guys. We're going to wrap it up. Colin, you have a good rest of your evening.
You too.
Thank you. Let's get out of here.
Later.
Bye-bye.